We've got some really big gameplay changes and updates coming to Madden 24 that we need to talk about. And EA has also been doing a couple of secret updates that you may have seen over the past few weeks where you're downloading an update but you didn't see anything that changed. That's because they're staging the game for some new things they're about to push through, some stuff that we know about, and maybe some even bigger things that we don't know about yet. So we got a lot to talk about. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you don't want to miss out on any of these Madden updates all year long or other updates as it pertains to upcoming games like NCAA football, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on so you don't miss any of these videos when they go live. So we got 5 gameplay changes that are going to be happening soon, probably as soon as next week, because the next big update is set to roll out next week. It could drop tomorrow. There's always a chance of that, but I'm almost positive from everything I've heard that it's coming next week. So we're going to be getting a very big update. Some of these things we know about, which we're going to talk about in this video. Other things we don't know. There'll probably be some other new things in there as well. Now, before we get into the gameplay related stuff that I do know about, I want to talk about franchise mode really quickly because I don't know completely what they're doing for franchise mode in the next update, but I've been getting a lot of franchise mode related questions about certain bugs, and I just want to confirm that they are being worked on, and more than likely we will see at least some of these fixed with this upcoming update. Okay, so while I was editing this video, EA put out official confirmation on the draft class fix and when we can expect it, so I'm editing this into the video. They said, we have upcoming fixes for the following draft class issues in our next title update, which should be next week. Downloaded draft classes, appearances of players being affected when importing a custom draft class, auto-generated draft class, appearances of players being affected when selecting the auto-generated draft class option, example, the chunky QBs. Along with that information, we wanted to provide a quick Q&A to help address additional questions from social and the forums. One of the questions here is, my current franchise has a downloaded draft class. Will my downloaded draft class in my franchise be retroactively fixed? And it says the answer to this is, due to the issue being a client-side fix, your downloaded draft class will not be retroactively fixed. The other question is, I selected an auto-generated draft class and currently see chunky QBs, thin linemen from that draft class. Will those players be retroactively fixed? And it says there is a chance these may affect previously generated players that had this issue, but likely this will still not be resolved. However, for newly generated draft classes after the update, this problem should be resolved. So basically, this update that's coming will fix the draft class issue, which is the thing franchise mode users have been waiting on the most, but you're probably going to have to start a new franchise in order for these fixes to go through. Also, certain equipment that is not showing up in game or certain equipment that is wrong in the edit screen, all that stuff is being worked on. We'll probably see an update with that, hopefully with this update, but if not, then it'll be the next one. But I think draft class for sure should be this update. The thing with these title updates is things could have been fixed a week or two ago, but the updates don't come out right away because they have to be submitted to Sony and Microsoft for certification. So sometimes that could take a week or 2 weeks. So usually when we get an update, the things are actually already fixed a week or so before that, but we just can't get it until Sony and Microsoft give it the okay to be pushed through. Now let's talk about gameplay updates. So the number one thing that we know for sure is changing, and I've heard it from so many people at this point, is the loot blitz defense. That's going to be no more. So if you're using the loot blitz, you might want to start looking into some other things because that's just not going to be around about a week from now. That's going to be gone, and it is one of the best ways to play defense right now. As we know, defensive coverage is very hit or miss in the game right now. It's not the best, so you want to bring pressure to try to throw your opponents off. The loot blitz is an exploit. It was an exploit last year. They patched it pretty quickly. A little bit of it is back in the game this year. People are using it, so you want to get away from that. I think people are going to start going to more cover zero edge blitzes again, but a new thing is going around, which is kind of a block shed glitch defense, which really isn't that glitchy, but you know, it's a little bit of a tactic where you can keep 8 guys in coverage and still get pretty quick block sheds from your D line, which kind of is a bend don't break defense where you can still bring some decent pressure and make it hard on people. In fact, I even posted it yesterday on my Patreon for members. I also dropped my New York Jets offensive ebook yesterday, scoring a lot of points with that. So if you want to check any of those things out, you can check out the Patreon link on the screen. But let's jump over to number 2. The second thing they're going to be fixing are the RPO glitched runs. Now, the problem with the RPOs right now is that the defense just does not react that well to defend the run against RPOs. And if you've played online, I'm sure you've seen it. A lot of people are running RPO stretches. The defense sometimes gets pulled inside. They react very late. They're not aggressive in stopping the run. But the biggest issue with this is that the adaptive AI they put into the game this year does help shut down run plays if you repeat them. The problem is they don't work against RPOs because I guess RPOs are technically considered a pass option as well. So adaptive AI does not activate for RPO plays, and that's why people are abusing them this year. So if you run a regular stretch over and over, after a few times, the defense is going to start block shedding quicker and it's going to be harder on you. But if you run an RPO stretch where you have like a pass option, the defense will never get adaptive AI versus that. So that's something they're looking into fixing as well. So that could be going away soon. Hey, really quickly, I want to let you guys know about today's video video sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. They're the best fantasy app out there, but my favorite thing about their app is their pick'em game, which I love to play while I'm watching football. Basically, all you have to do is pick higher or lower on a wide variety of player stats, and if they hit, you win big money. If you think you know football, you should be using this to make yourself some money. And right now, they have the best sign-up offer I've literally ever seen from any app. They're matching your first deposit all the way up to $500. So no matter how much you deposit all the way up to $500, they will give you that same amount back for free to play with. And new users also get a free pick at sign up, no matter when you sign up. For tonight, it's Daniel Jones to get higher than 0.5 yards. And whenever you sign up, if it's Sunday, if it's Monday, if it's next week, there will always be a new player free pick at sign up and the deposit match. All you have to do is sign up using my promo code RAY, R-A-Y, to unlock the specials and the sign up bonuses. If you think you know football, definitely get in on this and win you some money. Number 3, inaccurate passes. Now, funny enough, with the last update, they made a note that they had received a lot of feedback on the inaccurate passes, but they said they had no intention of really messing with it at this time because their excuse was, in Ultimate Team, where a lot of people are complaining about it, QBs will get better and this won't be as much of a problem anymore. But this is a problem in the regular game as well. It's not just an Ultimate Team problem. So now I'm hearing that this is something they are looking into, and I don't expect a huge change here, but I do think there will be some tweaks made here because the inaccurate passes are just a little too high. And I'm not talking about when you're actually under pressure or running and trying to make crazy throws. I'm talking about when you are doing everything right, when you have a clean pocket, when you're setting your feet, when you're throwing, when you have nobody in your face, you're not under pressure, right? With a good QB, if you have a good QB and you're doing all the things right, you're not moving back, you're not moving side to side, you're not running, your passes should be accurate way more than they are. Now, if any of those other factors are in play that should affect your accuracy, if a guy's in your face, if you're trying to make a difficult throw on the run, if you're on your back foot, your accuracy should not be as good, but that's not the case. The case is no matter, even when things are perfect and you have a good QB, the accuracies are still a little wild. Number 4, match defense. Many of you know match defense has been broken this year, and it's been broken in the past as well, but the last few years it actually was really good. It was something a lot of advanced players were using on defense, and it's a really good defense if you know how to use it. Well, this year it is not really that usable because some of the zones in the match defense just do not match the way they're supposed to. They kind of just let routes get behind them. They let routes run deep when they're supposed to be matching those routes and carrying them down the field, which makes match defense just too risky to use because you get a lot of blown coverages, and that's the last thing you want to do on defense is blow a coverage. So that is something they're going to be fixing. Match defense should be up and running hopefully soon with this update that's coming out so people can get back to using that, because right now, you know, regular defense, like I said, is not the best, but match defense can be very, very good if you actually know how to use it when it works properly. So they have to fix some of the bugs with that, and they are working on it. Number 5, new abilities and X factors. I've talked about this in a couple videos, but the interesting thing is, remember at the beginning of the video when I said there's been a multiple updates the last couple weeks where they're staging the game. There was one 2 days ago. If you got on Madden, you downloaded an update. It was probably like 600 megabytes or something like that. Those updates where, you know, there's no announcements, there's no gridiron notes on the website, and there's nobody talking about the update, and you log in and you don't see anything noticeably different. Those are one of two things. They're either staging the game for something, or they're doing like server maintenance related type issues. They're doing back-end stuff that's like not really anything we're going to notice. This was a stage update. Mutt Leaks talked about it. They did another one of these like a week or so prior. That means they are staging the game for something, and it's more than likely these new abilities and X factors that we found out about a couple of weeks ago. So this is going to change a lot about the gameplay. It's going to be big in Ultimate Team, probably going to be big for franchise mode as well. But they could also be staging the game for some other big things. Something EA likes to do with Madden, and they have done over the past few years, is they will put something big into the game after launch. A few years ago, they did it with Superstar KO. They added the entire mode to the game about a month after launch. A couple of years ago, they added the college gameplay to the game after launch, where they had like 12 college all-time teams that you could play head-to-head with online. Last year, they added a Mutt practice mode after about a month or two of the game being out. So they have been known to kind of add a big feature in, and they will stage the game and get it ready to put this new feature in. So this could be the new abilities that we've been hearing about, the new X factors, but it could also be something else entirely on top of that. So we could be having some pretty big things coming to the game soon, and by next week we should know. Remember to sign up at Underdog Fantasy if you're interested. Take advantage of these crazy sign-up specials and deposit matches. You won't find these anywhere else.